这个是一个非常好的地方。如果我想住在台湾，我一定要讲中文。嘿呀，你好，我是艾迪，我是一个墨西哥加拿大人，来台湾大概20几年。我老婆是苗栗客家人，然后我们有生一个女儿，在天母开一个墨西哥餐厅。I came out here. One of my best friends is Taiwanese Canadian, and I remember going to like a cafeteria at lunchtime, and I would have like some beans and rice, and be like, oh. And then I'd see this Asian kid across from me, like he'd like chow mein, and he's like, oh. And like trade you. So I pigged out, he pigged out. From then on, we became really good friends. Up until high school, his marks went like that. So we weren't in the same classes. My first month in Taiwan, I took a taxi. Driver's like, oh, you teach English. 1 month, how much money you make? I don't know, like 65. And he's like, whoa, good. I'm like, is it? I don't know. I met my wife. She was also teaching. She had had my family's food and she liked it. And I said, well, I know how to do a little bit of that. We looked at night markets 20 years ago. One ping, 33,000 a month.
Jeez.
They were like, well, it's because it's always busy, blah, 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 which is not true. It has to be like 26 degrees. Okay, you're making money. In Dan Shui at the time, the three main things were the squid on a stick, sausage, and the臭豆腐. They would bring the crate filled with the tofu and like the fermenting juice. Every time they'd walk by, they would shake it and the juice would splash on my stand. It smelled like poo. But yeah, it was like a super small, super simple menu. Quesadillas, horchata, burritos, 69 NT or 79 NT. As cheap as it was, people would be like, well, I can get 7 sausages for that price. Not everybody liked it. There was one really slow day. I said, okay, I'll make a couple quesadillas, cut them up, and then we'll do the Taiwanese sample thing. This older Taiwanese lady, she gets, you know, a big chunk of burrito, puts it in her mouth, eats it, and then she just kind of looks at me and just like spits it out. And just looks at me like, and then walks away because everyone drops crumbs everywhere and no one's cleaning it up. Night markets have lots of rats. This is kind of gross. So the guy beside us did the block ice of squid. And so he would just take the block, tilt it, throw it in the sink, and then just turn on running water. So we'd see this rat kind of crawl up to that block of ice. Literally, they take their little hands and grab a little chunk of squid. And then they would just kind of shoo them away, like, get out of here, and wipe it and throw it on the grill.
Oh, damn.
And I'm just like, we're never eating there again.
Yeah.
You know, you're there, people look at you like you're an exotic 外国人. There was this one day where this middle-aged Taiwanese lady, she comes and she has a daughter like in her 20s. Actually, pretty good looking girl. You know, they order food and then the mom says to my wife, who is this guy? And she's like, oh, it's my husband, you know, he's from Mexico, blah, blah, blah. And the mom's like, okay, my daughter likes him, so give me his number. And she's like, no, that's my husband, so, you know.
It's not gonna work.
And the mom was like, I don't care.
That's
give me the
bizarre.
number, you know? And I'm like, well, no, but...
Did you ever have to deal with the mob?
I did not. I was kind of looking forward to meeting the mob. You know, sometimes you go to like a 日炒店 or 快炒店, you know, you're eating, Taiwanese are gonna be like, that's like gangster, because they're all tatted out. And then you look at them, and then they're like, hello, how are you? Super friendly, super polite. They want to practice their English. And I'm like, this is the mob. Bring them over. Let's have a couple beers.
你觉得学中文跟这边开餐厅是必须要的吗？
一定要，因为他们会觉得，哇，他想要变成台湾人，他来这边这么久，老婆是台湾人，有生小孩 ，respect 会比较高。我觉得他们会很开心，说，哦，你怎么学的？哦，你老婆教得很好。我说，哦，不是从老婆学的，不是他，不是他。其实我20年前去学 b p m f 那个有帮忙很多，因为学 b p m f 以后，我听不懂，可是听得到他们在讲什么。我学中文都是 sentence， 要排队哦，啊，奇怪，哎呀，可以了啦，没啦。At the beginning, I'd be like, I'm not trying to make fun, but that's just how people say it. 冷掉不好吃哦 you know, like, and then when you say it like that, they're like, oh,
this guy's for
this
real.
sounds like actually Taiwanese.
有一些外国餐厅的老板失败，因为不要学习中文嘛。
对，我觉得其实很多是这样子的，他们都说他们应该学我的语言。我说，诶，可是这不是台湾吗？ You have to take every advantage you can get when you have a business. 其实我跟美国人聊天，我说，Hey, how's it going, man? You know, how's it? You guys need another IPA? You know, we just tapped the double IPA, blah blah blah. We got one of these on tap. Sweet, yeah. And then you see a Mexican, they're like, amigo, ¿qué pasó? Ahorita tenemos una especial en los tacos acá, right? And like, hey, 大哥，hey, 你怎么越来越帅哦？老婆越来越漂亮哦。If I hear people speaking Taiwanese, I'm like, hey, 厉害。Whoa, everybody's kind of blown away by that. So before we opened this restaurant and when we just came out to this area, we decided let's go all in, teaching, everything was gone. When you open a new restaurant, you hang those red pineapples. Taiwanese are great because they'll go try it. More often than not, you're not ready for that giant rush. Probably piss a lot of people off, and so a lot of them won't come back. Probably 10 years ago, the numbers just weren't there. I put my restaurant up for sale on like Rooten with like $1 million. I had another restaurant owner, an American lawyer, came in and all he did was just ripped my place apart. He offered me like $100,000. I've never been so insulted in my life. I'm at a low point. I got this baby. I'm broke. Can't even take this kid to meet my parents. I got this wife who I'm supposed to take care of, and the guy just lowballed and he just all over us so much that I said, I am gonna make this thing work or I'm just gonna die trying. And we did, we just pushed. And I learned Facebook marketing, ads, events, trivia night, pub quiz night, live music, email lists, everything that I could possibly learn about how to get people in the door. It came back up and we were doing good. And pre-COVID was peak for us. Could pocket 150 to 300. Got to a point where he was selling his restaurant because he just couldn't make it. He spent like $1 million US or something stupid on it. We were gonna go, I wanted to go so bad and be like, this place is just like what he did to mine. It's just like, I'm not gonna do it. You gotta be the bigger man. And so I didn't go and no one bought it. He went out of business and he closed down.
Why do you think so many restaurants come and go?
That's a great question. So let's say a guy, he makes a killer burger or a taco. They fall in love with their product. You have to have more. If nobody knows, no one's gonna try it. If you go into the place and it's depressing as hell, who wants to stay there? When you open a restaurant, okay, you're the chef, but you're also like hospitality, gotta be a leader for your team, the accountant, marketing. And at the end of the day, for the first many years, all this work, and we broke even. Just did 15 hours a day for 3 years, and there's still zero in the bank. The ability to endure so much abuse that we've taken to build this, it would have broken many people, and it's almost broke me so many times. I don't even say authentic in anything because authentic means something different to everybody. I had this Taiwanese lady, dad gets enchiladas, loves them, son gets fish tacos, loves them. Daughter gets a quesadilla, loves it. And I had this Mexican sandwich called the torta ahogada. She gets it and she's like, this sandwich is not Mexican. I said, actually in my hometown, this is like the most typical street food. She says, I lived in San Diego for 3 months. This is not Mexican. It's not authentico, right? So I'm like, okay, so let me just take it off your bill. Let me stick my head in the freezer for 10 minutes and enjoy your day.
Down. Do some young Taiwanese people are like, oh, I can work here and learn English?
They used to think that. Before, when they would come to apply, one of our selling points would be like, you can come here and talk to Americans. And their English level would just like skyrocket because it's not like, I'm fine, thank you, and you, right? It's, hey, can I get a double shot tequila and what do you guys have on tap? Kind of the way I learned Chinese, right? Before they'd be like, yeah, that's great. You get paid to learn English, basically. But yeah, it seems to be like zero reaction to it now. I'd say 3/4 of my staff is Indonesian. These guys are amazing. They're just like Mexicans in like the States coming in, like, let's work. Here, everybody's just studying all day. There's no work experience. Everybody's killing it in school. But you get university students in their 20s that have never swept, mop, have never washed a dish. In Canada, US, 18 years old, they kick their kids out. And then they're like broke for a long time, which is good because it's good to struggle and, overcome. But here, people will live at home, which is also good, even after they're married. It's easy when you have zero financial pressure to be like, oh, this job sucks, I quit. I have Taiwanese staff as well, but it's tough because they'll do their interview like, I'm a hard worker, and put them on the dishes on a Friday, and they disappear. They're like, yeah, no, we should deserve more money for this. Like, we can pay double of like an office worker. We can. I don't know if I should say this, but sometimes when you hire Taiwanese and you put them below a Southeast Asian, they cannot handle it. They quit right away. Some people swore that I was half Mexican, half Taiwanese. I've had many newish foreigners come to the restaurant and, open the door. I'm like, hey, how's it going, man? Just yourself. And they'll be like, wo yao, Iga way. And I'm like, do you want to sit at the bar or do you want like a low table, high table? They'll be like, dui. So even as an introverted, quiet person, you still have to be like, hey, practice your Spanish? All right. You want to tell me stories about how Trump is God? All right. As long as you buy a margarita pitcher, tell me all about it. Because at the end of the day, when I had this baby, I was like, I have to do it.